Croeso pawb to part 2 of the UK PSN spring sale. Let's continue with the games. Dragon Ball FighterZ FighterZ Edition is next. It was released in 2018, so it was 3 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the price of £10.49, which is pretty decent. This edition includes 8 additional characters, who are Bardock, Broly, Cooler, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, Fused Zamasu, Goku, and Vegeta. I will say the DLC characters for this game are a bit of a con, and I kinda think that Goku and Vegeta should have been included in the base game. So hopefully there'll be a complete edition at some point where you won't have to get nickel and dime for all of the characters, because it's really not fair. In this latest and best version of Dragon Ball fighting games, you get an exclusive story made just for this game, and it also features a 3v3 tag mode and online features. Plus they've really nailed the graphics this time, it's really beautiful. There's a lot for Dragon Ball Z fans to love about this game. On a side note, I have heard that the netcode for this game is garbage and it doesn't feature rollback netcode, but if you don't know what that is, then it probably won't matter to you. That'll only apply to you if you understand what I'm talking about. But for anyone who doesn't understand that, it's a great Dragon Ball game with some extra characters thrown in, so take a look if that sounds good to you. Next up is my star buy, the EA Family Bundle. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £5.24 or £3.49 if you've got PS Plus, which is a crazy deal for PS Plus members, because you're getting 3 AAA games for nearly £1 each. In the first game included, race through a city in a variety of tunable and customizable exotic tuner and muscle cars in Need for Speed, which is an old but great game. In the second game, which is a third-person online multiplayer shooter, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, I loved the first one, and I'm not sure how active this one is anymore, but it's great fun and really should have been free to play to keep it active forever. I really think it would be one of the most popular games around if it was free to play, but it's a great game anyway. And finally, the third game is a puzzle platformer called Unravel, which is a really charming and well-regarded game that I've featured on this channel a couple of times recently. All in all, this game's a bit of a variety bundle, but it's a really good value bundle. If you're looking for just a bit of variety at a really cheap price, you can't go far wrong with this. It's kinda like those indie bundles you get, but with AAA games, so who doesn't like the sound of that, right? It's my star buy. Why not take a look at it? On a side note as well, Plants vs Zombies 1 is on sale, but it's more expensive than this bundle, so if you're gonna buy the first one, just buy this bundle instead, which will save you money and get you 2 free games as well. Our next game is Electronauts. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 65% discount for the price of £5.94, which is pretty decent. This is a VR DJ music synthesis game, where move controllers are required, so if you don't have them you can't play it. In this game you get to become one with the beat and create music no matter your skill level. It features over 80 songs from top artists like Childish Gambino to sample from and remix into your own creations. This game's even been used for live performances at places such as EDC, E3 and XSSW, so it must be capable of making some pretty decent songs if it's been used for live events in the past, even if they were publicity events. This looks like a really awesome VR game for any creative audio fans out there. You'll have a lot of fun with this if that fits your personality. Eurofishing is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the really low price of £3.74, which is pretty good. In this game you can fish in 5 unique European locations, including the famous St. John's Lake at Linear Lakes and Digger Lakes, and it also features a dynamic night and day cycle, advanced fish AI, and equipment customization. There is another fishing game on sale, and it has more locations, more real-world content, and professional fishers included, but it also costs more. So if you're just looking for a cheap little fishing game, you might want to check this out. Or if you're really cheap, take a look at Fishing Planet, which is free to play. Our next game is Formula 1 2019 Legends Edition Senna and Prost. It was released in 2019, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for a price of £12.49, which is pretty decent. It includes over £13 worth of DLC, in the form of Ayrton Senna in his 1990 McLaren MP4 5B and Alan Prost in his Ferrari F190, along with 8 race challenges and multiplayer liveries for you to use. And as a bonus it also throws in the 10th anniversary classic Ferrari F10 and McLaren MP4 25. This is the official Formula 1 game for the 2019 season and includes all 21 circuits, teams, drivers, and also the whole 2018 and 2019 F2 seasons as well. So there's a huge amount of Formula 1 and 2 content included in this game bundle. If you're a fan of Formula 1 and you don't mind that it's not up to date, then there's a lot of fun for you to be had with this deal. The next game is only for people with a Vita. Fast Striker. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £1.73, which is dirt cheap. This is a vertical scrolling shooter, which is really retro, and lets you blast your way through 6 stages with huge boss battles, 4 game modes, and an elaborate scoring system. I've included this in honour of the Vita store being shut down soon, so if you're looking for a last minute deal, why not pick this up? And don't forget to add it to your Vita library before they shut the store down. We should all be checking our cross-buy purchases if we've got a Vita right now, because you don't want to miss out on those free editions of the games that you already own. And here's the next fishing game, Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 60% discount for the price of £5.99, which is really good. In this game you get to compete against over 100 of the best anglers on the planet, unlocking sponsorship deals and gaining a social media following along the way. It also features 10 venues, 29 species of fish, over 50 licensed equipment companies, dynamic weather, and really good fish AI. And it also includes a multiplayer mode where you can make your own custom rules for you and your friends to play with, which is pretty cool. This has way more content than the Eurofishing game, but it also costs a bit more. So if you're a fan of the real world fishing pros, you'll probably love this one way more. Either way, check them both out. We're going a bit old school now with God of War 3. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good for a Platinum game. This edition is remastered in full HD with all of the DLC included, and you get to play the final chapter of the original God of War trilogy as you unleash chaos upon the gods who betrayed you. And it now includes a new photo mode to capture and edit all the jaw-dropping action for yourself. This series was legendary back in the day, and they're great. If you never played them and you only played the new one, you should definitely check out the originals, especially if you can get hold of the first two, or the PSP ones as well, because they're all great fun. Another legendary PlayStation series now, Gran Turismo Sport. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 50% discount for £7.99, which is great for a Platinum game, as I said before. As a bit of a bonus, this includes a VR time trial mode, so you can actually play some of the game in VR, which is nice. In this latest edition of the series, you get to race over 170 cars across iconic locations such as the Nürburgring and Tokyo Expressway, with both classic cups and endurance race modes available. Fans of the series won't need to be convinced this was the de facto racing game series for decades, and it's still got a lot to offer now. I hope the team's been working on PS5 version because that'd be awesome if they have. But in any case, if you're a racing fan, especially a simulation type, you definitely want to check this out. Up next is the first of the PlayLink games, Hidden Agenda. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £7.99, which is really good for a Platinum game. This is an interactive story that you get to play with up to 6 players in local co-op, so gather your friends round and take part in a gritty criminal investigation to track down the infamous Trapper Killer, with you and your friends making difficult decisions along the way to decide the fates of the story's characters. This is a great bit of fun for friends to play together, because with you having to make decisions and time limits, it's great to see you argue or pick different decisions and then things happen that you didn't intend. Just like all PlayLink games, they're best played with friends, family, or at a party. But if you do play them like that, you'll have a ton of fun. Next we have Hitman 2 Gold Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on an 80% discount for the price of £15.99, which isn't bad. This is a stealth assassination game, and this edition includes over £33 worth of DLC, made up of 2 new locations, 2 new sniper assassination missions, 4 new special assignments, and more. In this game you travel the globe and assassinate targets in exotic sandbox locations. It also includes new sniper assassin mode, and for the first time 2-player co-op. And what's really awesome is you can even play these levels fully in VR if you own Hitman 3 by importing them into that game. So if you've got a PSVR headset, you should definitely be thinking about that at some point, because you'll have a great time with this. You really will. But if you don't have Hitman 3 yet, then you've got plenty of time for that. Wait for another sale. Invisible Ink Console Edition is next. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.99, which is really good. This is a turn-based strategy game, and this edition includes the Contingency Plan expansion that extends the campaign time and adds new rewards, agents, programs, and danger to the base game. In the main game, you control invisible agents to infiltrate the world's most dangerous corporations in randomly generated levels, using stealth, weapons, items, and teamwork to succeed and keep your agents alive. This seems like a pretty fun little turn-based strategy game, so if you're a fan of that sort of game, you definitely should take a look for it at least at this price. Up next, we have Jurassic World Evolution. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 77% discount for a price of £8.50, which is really good. This is a management sim set on the famous islands of the Muertos archipelago, where you get to build your own Jurassic Park, bioengineering dinosaurs, building the park to contain them, and expanding the islands, choosing your own journey with a story full of iconic characters from the series. Be careful which version you buy because there's more than one on sale, and the best way to buy this game is to pick up the base version on sale like this, and then at some point buy the expansion collection that goes on sale occasionally. So keep an eye on the videos and I'll let you know when that happens. Other than that, if you're a fan of Jurassic Park or dinosaurs or sim management games, you should really take a look at this because it's a really good game with a really good franchise behind it. I picked this up myself and I'm really looking forward to playing it. Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition is next. It was released in 2018, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £8.24, which is pretty decent. This is a space sim where you get to run the Kerbal Space Program, designing and building spacecraft and flying them with a realistic aerodynamic and orbital physics. So can you make it to space and explore the galaxy's planets and moons? You'll have a lot of fun trying either way, and probably a lot of crashes, which is all part of the fun. This is a great little space sim for anyone that thought they could run NASA better than NASA. And whether you fail or succeed, you'll have so much fun along the way you won't really mind what the outcome is. A horror game is next, Colat. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and is on at least a 75% discount for the price of £3.99 or £2.39 with PS Plus, which is dirt cheap. This is a first-person adventure horror game, and is narrated by Sean Bean, the legend that he is, where you get to explore the true story of the Dyatlov Pass, where 8 Russian hikers died mysteriously. You get to explore the Ural Mountains to try and find out what really happened to them in really creepy environments with a horror undertone. Killing Floor 2 is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 5 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £6.24, which is pretty good. This is a first-person shooter where you get to wield an arsenal of weaponry to fight the hordes of infected who have taken over Europe. Designed primarily for online 12-player multiplayer, group up and work together to fight wave after wave of enemies, and survive for as long as you can against the horde. On a side note, if you're interested in this franchise, the VR version is also on sale for £6.39, 60% discount, but either of them offer a great multiplayer shooting fun. Another PlayLink game is next, Knowledge is Power. It was released in 2017, so it's 4 years old, and is on a 50% discount for the price of £7.99, which again is good for a Platinum game. This is a quiz game, and again is designed for co-op fun. This game is really similar to Buzz if you remember that. I love that game series, and this isn't quite as good, but it's definitely a good successor in my opinion. You and your friends get to pick from a variety of avatars, and then compete against each other in varied rounds of couch co-op quizzing, which again is great fun for friends, family and parties. And on a side note, the sequel Knowledge is Power Decades is also on sale for the same price, so if you already own this game and you want the other one, it's there if you want it. Okay guys, that's the end of part 2. I'll see you in part 3.